What's up, guys? So it is the day of putting these tires on. Finally, I've had them for like a month. So I'm gonna pull the car into the garage here, and I'm gonna put my old wheels back on that the car came with, and then take the new wheels and that wheel there, and we're gonna put them in my mom's minivan and take that over to Big O Tires and hopefully get these new tires put on. So yeah, I'm gonna pull the car in now and then get the spare wheels and start pulling everything apart. All right, and we're all loaded up and ready to go to Big O and see if they can put these tires on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and they've got one in there. We are basically done here. It's taken like 2 hours, but they're busy, so I'm not even mad about that. We've got some fresh tires on here, and it's awesome. So I'm super happy with this, and we'll go ahead and throw them on tonight. All right, guys, so we are back from Big O Tires. We have the tires all mounted up. Looks awesome. I'm happy to have a 5th wheel that looks just like all of the rest of them and all of that stuff. So yeah, we've got fresh tires, ready to do some pulls, ready to not be spinning, and ready to be a little bit safer in the rain because the car was hydroplaning like a lot, so that was kind of sketch. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to pull these stock wheels back off, and in the process of doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw these sway bar bushings in. It's not too hard, just kind of disconnect the bushing mounting point in there, pop this bushing in, and put it back together. Alright, guys, so to get the bushing out of the sway bar, or off of the sway bar, you have to come in here and, so right here where it mounts to the frame, there's just one 13mm bolt, and that comes off, and then the whole assembly piece should come off. It's a little bit weird when the sway bar is actually attached to something, so it's all loaded up because this side's off the ground and then the other wheel is on the ground, so it's gonna wanna kind of move around, and it puts a little bit of tension on it here, so just be careful that it's not like snap and like catch your finger or something in there. So it was actually super hard to even get that little mount out, and it was because the sway bar was so loaded up. So what I went ahead and did was actually take off the sway bar little end link, the adjustable end link that I had installed. So I took that completely off, and the whole sway bar shifted up probably like 2 inches. And yeah, so for that job, if it's all loaded up like that, I would recommend just using an impact, zipping it off really quick, because if you do it with like something where your hand is close to it, it moved a lot. So if I didn't have like a fast acting tool, it definitely would have just like either ruined the bolt in the end of the swing arm here, which it kind of did mess up the threads now that I'm feeling it, but yeah, whatever, we're gonna YOLO with that. It definitely would have almost hurt you because it just had so much tension on it, but now, as you guys can hear that, it's clunking around, so I think I will be able to get this bushing out fairly easily and replace it with the new one. Sorry, it's not focusing, but yeah, you guys get the gist. All right, old one is out, and let's compare it to the new ones. Alright, so old one, honestly it doesn't feel too different, minus the new one. If you're just pinching it in like small areas, it's a little bit less forgiving, but honestly it does not feel like crazy amounts of different. So yeah, not sure. Cool. We'll go ahead and throw this guy in and see what it does. So guys, I found out what is wrong with the axle, and the boot broke and it leaked out all of the grease. So there's grease everywhere inside of this wheel well. So I went ahead with my simple green wheel cleaner, cleaned it up as best as I could, and I did find the hole. And then we have this grease gun here that my dad has. I attached a piece of clear like silicone hose to it, and I'm gonna attempt to refill it and then look up online like a solvent that will kind of bond the two pieces of clean boot rubber together so it doesn't leak again. And hopefully I can run this axle just for a bit longer and not have to tear apart the whole front end of the car, because I feel like I can't probably get it back together before Desert Fest, and I really don't want to risk any of that with the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it this method, see if I can get a bunch of grease in there, and hopefully it holds until I actually replace the axle, which won't be too long. I just don't want to do it this close to Desert Fest and risk not getting the car back together, because that would suck. So yeah, and I also did get the bushing in. As you guys can see, that purple piece right there, that is the bushing, and I just have to move on to the other side and then reattach the end link for the sway bar. So yeah. Alright guys, so I got the grease added to the axle boot, and then I actually went through with my soldering iron and melted the boot back together, and it seems to be holding pretty well. So hopefully it can hold grease for a decent amount of time until I find the energy to actually put the new axles in. We got a new little shop kitty. That's dope. So yeah, I'm gonna put this side back together. I've got the wheel ready to go back on. I got this rear wheel back on, and then I'll get onto the other side and just put that sway bar bushing in and put the wheels back on and be done with the car for tonight. So yeah. So it was so tough to get the sway bar back in with the bushings being so tight now, but I finally got it, and the car is ready to drive now. I do have some more stuff that I want to do to it. So I don't have the steering rack bushing in, I don't have tie rods in, and we don't have an alignment, but I don't think we're getting an alignment anytime soon because laziness, and I probably should, because I won't waste tires and it'll drive straighter and make the power a lot better. So maybe I should at some point when I'm not lazy. But anyway, the car is done and ready to drive, and I'm happy to have the new tires on there and the new sway bar bushings. So yeah, we will just continue plugging away at this car until it is ready. Next project, I think I'm going to pull out the headlights probably tomorrow, bake them. If you can see, it's all hazy and gross, and that's on the inside because I don't have any fender liners in here, so water literally goes behind the LED light and then seeps into there, and it's just corroding the inside. So I've got to take those apart, clean up the inside, polish the inside of the lens, and just make everything look nice in the headlights. So that will be happening tomorrow, as well as maybe doing the oil change and scouting out how to put the power steering bushing in. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.